They want a reaction, not because they care about the truth, not because they want resolution. They want to see you flinch. They want to watch you scramble. They want the satisfaction of knowing they got under your skin. And the moment you give them that reaction, you hand them exactly what they came for: your energy, your time, your peace. There is a weapon so effective, so psychologically devastating, that it has toppled empires, destroyed careers, and driven manipulators to madness: silence. Someone accuses you of something you didn't do. Your instinct screams at you to defend yourself, to explain, to set the record straight. Someone disrespects you in public. Every fiber of your being wants to fire back, to put them in their place, to prove you're not weak. Someone baits you with a loaded question, a passive-aggressive comment, a deliberate provocation, and you feel it, that heat rising in your chest, that need to respond. Stop. That need? That's not strength. That's the leash they just wrapped around your throat. Niccolo Machiavelli understood something most people never learn. He wrote that the wise man does not seek to win every argument. He seeks to avoid being controlled by those who start them. When you react, you are not defending yourself. You are dancing to their music. The Stoics called this apatheia, not apathy in the modern sense, weakness or indifference. Apatheia meant emotional invulnerability, the ability to remain unmoved by external chaos. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the Roman Empire, faced constant criticism, betrayal, and slander. He wrote in his private journals, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." Read that again. The harm is not in what they say. The harm is in your reaction to what they say. When someone insults you and you respond, you have just confirmed that their words have power over you. You've told them exactly where to strike next time. But when you say nothing, when you don't explain, don't defend, don't engage, you rob them of the feedback loop they're addicted to. Robert Greene, in the 48 Laws of Power, dedicated an entire law to this principle. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. Not because you're too weak to fight back, because you're too strong to waste your ammunition on irrelevant targets. Here's what most people don't understand about manipulation. A manipulator doesn't just want to upset you. They want proof that they upset you. Your explanation is their proof. Your defense is their victory. Your anger is their trophy. Think about the last time someone provoked you. What did you do? You explained your position. You clarified your intentions. You tried to make them understand. And what happened? They twisted your words. They moved the goalposts. They attacked a different angle. Because they were never interested in understanding. They were interested in control. Psychological research on reactive abuse shows this pattern clearly. A provocateur will push and push until you finally snap. Then they point to your reaction and say, "See, I told you they were unstable." You didn't lose because you were wrong. You lost because you played a game where the rules were designed for you to lose. The only winning move? Don't play. In ancient China, there was a general named Zhuge Liang, brilliant strategist, master tactician. One day, a rival warlord sent an envoy to his camp. The envoy insulted Zhuge Liang publicly, called him a coward, questioned his loyalty, mocked his intelligence. Everyone waited for Zhuge Liang to respond, to defend his honor. He said nothing. He poured the envoy tea, smiled politely, and sent him back. The rival warlord was furious. The insult didn't land. There was no reaction to report, no weakness to exploit. Weeks later, that warlord made a reckless military decision out of frustration, trying to provoke Zhuge Liang into a mistake. Zhuge Liang led him, and destroyed his entire army without lifting a sword during the provocation. The warlord defeated himself, all because Zhuge Liang understood that silence is not weakness. Silence is refusal to be controlled. So what does this look like in your life? Your coworker makes a snide comment in a meeting. Everyone looks at you, waiting for your response. You smile, you nod, you move on. No explanation, no defense, no reaction. Watch what happens. The room moves on, but the coworker, they're rattled. They expected a fight. You gave them nothing. Now they look petty. Now they look obsessed. Your ex sends a manipulative text designed to guilt you, to pull you back into an argument. You read it. You don't reply. Not because you're ignoring reality, because you're refusing to feed the pattern. A family member criticizes your choices at a gathering, trying to provoke shame or justification. You let the comment hang in the air. You take a sip of your drink. You change the subject. The power shift is immediate, because the person who needs nothing from the argument holds all the power. Here's the part that will disturb you. Most of the people who provoke you, they're not your enemies. They're bored. They're insecure. They're addicted to the dopamine hit of getting a reaction. You are entertainment to them, a button they can press to feel something. And every time you respond, you confirm your role. You become the emotional vending machine. Put in a provocation, get out a reaction. Carl Jung wrote that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Your need to defend yourself, to explain, to be understood by people who have no intention of understanding you. That need is unconscious programming. It was installed in childhood, by parents who demanded explanations, by teachers who punished silence, by a social system that equates reaction with strength. But it's a trap. Real strength is the ability to stand in accusation and feel no need to defend, not because you're guilty, because you know your worth isn't determined by their narrative. The next time someone tries to bait you, remember this. They are handing you a rope. On one end, there's you. On the other, there's chaos. Your instinct is to grab the rope and pull, to win the tug of war. But the master drops the rope entirely. No reaction, no explanation, just silence. And the provocateur is left pulling on a rope with no resistance. They fall backward into their own aggression. Lao Tzu wrote, "The sage does not contend, and for that reason, no one can contend with him." You don't ignore them because you're afraid. You ignore them because you've realized something they haven't. Their opinion of you is not your burden to carry. Their need for your reaction is not your responsibility to fulfill. Your peace is not negotiable. So the next time they come for you with accusations, provocations, manipulations, don't react. Don't explain. Just ignore. And watch how quickly they lose interest when you stop being their source of entertainment. The lion does not turn around when the small dog barks. Be the lion.